Hi, welcome to Friday Folktales with Rohini. What God allows is for man's good. A folktale from Orissa. Once there lived a king whose minister was a pious man. The minister often made pilgrimages to holy places and arranged kirtanas and palas for the benefit of the people. He even gave away half of his salary in charity. He had great faith in God and believed that God is the protector and preserver of all. He is the father of all men, and all are his children. Whatever God does is for the good of man. Man often does not understand his ways. But sometimes God shows how an evil can turn out to be good. Even in times of sorrow, the minister would always say this and also say what God allows is for man's good. It was summertime, the season for mangoes. The king was very fond of this delicious fruit. One day, while cutting a mango, the king accidentally cut off his little finger. When news of this mishap reached the minister's ears, he went to the palace to see the king. He expressed his sympathy and said, "Do not be troubled, O king. What God has allowed to happen is for your own good." The king was mighty enraged at his words. He thought, "How dare my minister speak such unkind words to me? How can the loss of a finger be of any good to anyone? He does not understand my pain. Well, I must teach this minister a lesson someday," thought the king. However, the king did not say anything aloud, neither did he forget the unkind words of the minister. One day, the king invited his minister to go out hunting with him. As they went along in the forest, the king saw an old well. Thick bushes and creepers had almost hidden it from sight. The king pretended to be thirsty. He asked the minister, "Is the well very deep? Please see if there is any water in it." At once, the good minister bent down to look into the well. Quickly, the king gave the signal to his men to push the minister into the well. When the good man was thrown into the well, the king looked down at him and sneered, "Let us see if your God can save you. If not, what has happened to you is for your good, and you should be content with your lot." Ha ha ha! The king then left the place with his followers. Not long after this, they spotted a stag and gave chase to it. They followed the animal deeper and deeper into the forest. All of a sudden, there came out of the grove Savaras yelling wildly after them. The Savaras were armed with bows and arrows. They wore headdresses of feathers of many colors. Beads of coral hung about their neck, and their bodies were tattooed from head to foot. They looked so fearful that the king and his men turned and fled. The king, however, could not run as fast as his followers. Soon he was caught by the Savaras. He was bound and carried by them to be sacrificed before their goddess Chandi. As was the custom among the Savaras, the victim had to be bathed and prepared before he was offered in sacrifice. So the king's body was anointed with turmeric paste. Vermilion marks were put on his neck and forehead. A garland of red hibiscus was placed around his neck. After these were done, they examined the victim to see if there were any blemishes, because the victim for the sacrifice should be perfect in body. While examining, they found that the king was without a finger. The Savaras were disappointed and they said to each other, We cannot offer this man with a blemish to the goddess. She will not accept the sacrifice, and her wrath will be upon us. Therefore, they set the king free. It was then that the king understood how the loss of his finger had saved his life. He fully grasped the truth of the minister's words. What God has allowed to happen is for your good. The king returned to the palace and at once sent his men to take the minister out of the well and bring him to the palace. As soon as the minister arrived, the king narrated to him how the loss of his finger had saved his life from certain death. How truly you said, what God allows is for man's good. I did not understand your words then and treated you so cruelly. Please forgive me, said the king. The minister was greatly touched and replied, O king, do you not see God's hand in our lives? You have done no wrong by casting me into the well. That has saved my life too. God has not only saved you, but also saved me from the hands of the Savaras. If you had not thrown me into that well, the Savaras would surely have taken me and offered me in sacrifice, for I have no defect in my body. He further added, everything that God allows is for our own good. The end. Thank you.